one.
Well, I'll tell you what, things get better and better on YouTube. Riff Raff Radio, what the fuck? And what the fuck is an appropriate title, like what the fuck? Because they don't know what the fuck.
Riff Raff Radio! God damn, this is the best with the Philippine YouTube community. You came to the right place. Number one hit show.
Let's examine some of the characters we have on there. And of course, folks, this is just all in fun, of course. We got this guy called Popeye. Well, Popeye in the spinach can?
Lost 23 grand in a bar. Okay? You know, they're kind of equal in my book.
And we got Dave. Oh, Dave Phelps. Well, he takes this inhaler, you know.
Shut that fucking mic off. Listen, the cheapest fucking mic I've ever heard in my life.
The philosopher, the psychologist, the political analyst. Riff Raff Radio, what the fuck? Maybe I'll meet you on the bridge sometime and I'll buy you a Slurpee. Riff Raff Radio, what the fuck? 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 Riff Raff Radio, what the fuck?
Oh wow, what an intro.
There we are. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Rap Radio. Yay! Toasty. So, hey, big show. We're back. Bitches. Salam alaikum, motherfuckers. We're never gone. I was out because my internet was down. I was trying to replace the internet from something, and here we are. My two well-esteemed co-hosts, Popeye and Aloe de Winter, of course. I know you missed him. All alive and kicking and still here and not a failure, as some people would say we are. Let's take it away.
Popeye, I give you the word. Like, come on. It's your chance to become really famous. We already got 30 people listening. Wow.
30 people listening. I want to thank all the fucking losers in the chat for showing up this morning. You're all fucking scumbags. You're beneath me. I'm better than everybody else. Y'all suck dick, eat shit, and thank you for fucking coming out. Please punch that thumbs down. That's what I really enjoy the most. I enjoy the chaos. I enjoy the fucking drama. It's all about you little bitches out there in YouTube land. And Aloe, all I can say is everybody can kiss my lily white ass. Okay? Good morning to you all.
Why?
Now it's just good to be back.
In a very wide.
It's just good to be back. And I want to say thanks for coming out here and hanging out with us on this channel, Riff Raff Radio. We took a hiatus. That's, I think, the English, the correct English term. I would like to say thanks to everyone who has greeted me on my birthday, all the happy birthday wishes that were coming in on FB and over on Discord. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much for that. I have heard of the rumors that we raised the white flag, that we were gone, the Saturday vloggers were gone, they went into silent mode, a lot of insults again against us. And, you know, we can take it. It's not really a big deal. People waiting and giving us thumbs down, and, you know, people trying to put a strike on our channel. And it's just like what it is all the time, you know. And it's very successful, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very successful. Riff Raff Radio is the top show in this genre. And we are not even fucking trying hard, you know, because I told Dave and Popeye earlier, you know what? We are so good already. We are so goddamn skilled and talented. We don't need to have a preparation anymore, because in the old days we would usually come together and talk about a few things, you know, what kind of topics we would like to discuss and so on and so forth. And now we just do that like 5, 6, 7 minutes before the show. And then I always keep reminding the two co-hosts here, you know what? We are so big already. We're so cool already. We're so fucking rich already. And you know, all the AdSense money is coming in, all the donations, Air Max and T-shirts, lollipops, chocolate, biscuits, everything is coming in. My whole fucking house is full of it. And we're so successful. We're so successful that it doesn't really matter anymore if we do a show or not. You know, I was actually thinking if we should do a show once where it's just there is a live stream and you see that we are on, but nobody just says something. And then after 2 hours, we just say that after 2 hours, you just say, so any last thoughts? And then you say, no. How about you? No. It's okay. No. And then we just go off the air. And we still will get like 300, 400, 500 views. I tell you that. We should do that. Before the year is out, let's do a no-show show. Like where nobody says something. But let's talk about video freedom, because that's where we left off the last time. Video freedom. Aaron Wilson has asked his fanboys, please give him informations about the guys on Riff Raff Radio. Called it an illegal live stream. And I would like to encourage everybody out there who is listening to this right now, please send Aaron Wilson info about us. Please give him all the support he needs, because he is actually the guy who is running from us, not the other way around, because he took down his channel, took down all the vlogs. He was also insulting us, insulting many people, and he took it all down because he knows there's another guy right there over in Thailand. He was our guest 2 weeks ago, Twitchy in Thailand, who is coming after him. And I would like to inform you guys that we will leave the link in the comment section here to Twitch's site, where he has uploaded really good material about video freedom, and everything you need to know, you will find it there. We're talking about the address, we're talking about the full name, because this is a guy who is a criminal. This is a guy who has been using internet sites to get close to young underage girls. You find all the information there. And I know what, I think it was a hell of a show. It was really great. And we had like 1,500 plus views for this channel. That's just really fantastic. So welcome to the show. And after this, I think that you, my dear friend Bob, you have informations for us coming from Cebu, the Sentai 7 team. Please tell us more.
Okay.
Can I hold on 1 second? Can I interrupt for a second? I got to make an announcement here, and it requires the theme show music. Here we go. Okay. For tonight's show, we have another poll. Our weekly polls are coming back. This one's going to be great. You have a choice of two, because most of you guys are so fucking retarded. That's all the fuck you can handle is yes or no. So we made it really simple for you. Are we going to change the name of our broadcast to Prison Rape Radio? Go now to the link inside the description for this video and go check it out. Vote once, vote twice, vote 20 times, vote as many fucking times as you want. Vote one way or the other. It's only a yes or no answer. It's not too hard. This brought to you by Undergarments for your favorite octogenarian and Viagra, especially when you're having a hernia. Great way to keep it up. Great way to keep it up. Back to you, Aloe, and bye-bye.
You know, actually, we were talking about this over on Discord earlier. You know, the poll question should be, because I was talking with a very famous vlogger up in Angeles City, and I don't know if I'm allowed to mention his name. That's why I won't do it. But he actually brought up that idea. Then I thought, you know what, that's actually a good question for our poll today. Do you want us to rename the channel Riff Raff Radio to WTF, to Prison Rape Radio? And if you say yes, that's where the show is headed to, then please vote yes. And if you think no, that's just not really, that's really bad taste, we shouldn't do that, they shouldn't do that, then you know, then you vote no. I would like to welcome Twitchy also, because I saw he showed up in the live chat just a few minutes ago, and he's actually the guy who was here on this show 2 weeks ago. Gave us a really great shout out, and we had really a lot of viewers, people tuning in. Great information, and please go there, visit his channel, and also visit his internet site, because he has uploaded really good information about video freedom. The PhD, our favorite, how would I call that? I was just actually wondering what PhD stands for in his case. I know that the P stands for pedophile, and then the H, what do you say, homosexual, P for douchebag, because it can't really be something related to some academic program or something like that. Because a guy like him, he probably never really went to college, or probably not even to high school. I do not know. But he said to all his subs, please support him and provide him with information about the people on this channel here. So yeah, let's do that. Let's help him out. But
Allegedly an intelligence collector. That's as good as it gets. Sad.
I don't know. He's a pathetic loser, and I believe that he is now in Cambodia somewhere. We do not know, but he is not as, how should I say? He's not as aggressive as he was before. Before he had a really big mouth, and I will destroy them. I will come after them. These pieces of shit, these misfits, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. And the world is a different place now. Now that we have his ID, addresses, phone numbers, and we know what kind of person he is. And I actually heard of people who reported this shit to the FBI for human trafficking. And I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding about that. There is a guy who reported this, who complained to the Federal Bureau of Investigation for human trafficking because of the sites. I don't know what he has seen or what he actually reported, but I know that this is the information that I was given. Let's continue. Let's talk about the people in Cebu, the people with the boat. Popeye, your turn. 51
All right.
people watching. Welcome to the show, guys.
All right. Before I go into the Cebu crew, the e-bagger crew, I have a little message for video freedom. Last week, President Trump signed a brand new law that Congress brought up to him. And it's about these websites like Scene Queen. These websites will be investigated, and under this new law, they will be taken down, and they will hunt you down internationally and in the States and arrest you, because your website, Video Freedom, is now on the list for trafficking. And when they see that website with all those 13, 14-year-old girls on it, Video Freedom, they will find you if you're in Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines. Your days are freaking numbered. There's a new sheriff in town. And that's what I have to say about Video Freedom before I get into this Cebu e-bagger crew. So I've received a lot of information lately, and I subbed recently to this channel that's been up for over 9, 10, 11 years. It's called Ren089. I will, if you punch that in YouTube, you will see Ren0 doing cosplay on a vlog. He's wearing a Japanese second lieutenant uniform that looks in pretty good condition, as he says, and it's very difficult to find. And he goes into all these vlogs where he loves to paint the scenery, paint the little figurines. Okay, this is something that the lonely kids did. You know, the kids that didn't have dates in 8th grade, high school, you know, and they carried these hobbies on into their adulthood when they took some shitty job in a fucking grocery store. All right. And it's really sad to watch. And in one of the blogs, he's communicating with a Ukrainian girl. And he's actually doing the paperwork to bring the Ukrainian girl over to the United States, but he had a fight with her. He said some bad things to her, and he looks all sad in the vlog and shit. And he's in a decent house, not a warehouse, which what he lives in now. And he's in a decent house. It's in California. That's where he originates from, California. He's all clean cut. There's no gangster talk. There's no none of that bullshit that he was an OG and he's done this and he's done that and he's ran with this, he's ran with that. And you could clearly see he was a mama's boy. You get am I painting a picture for you here, guys? Am I painting
Absolutely,
a picture?
yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Please carry on.
Right. And it's so sad to see. And this is what his life was before Philippines. He was a mama boy. He painted little Japanese figurines. He, he liked cosplay, wear the uniform. And what's so sad, he's wearing a Japanese second lieutenant uniform. All right. So I made a little movie on my channel and I flashed up a picture of the Bataan Death March. And I asked him if he was going to wear his uniform in Bataan. I'm sure they'd be so happy to see that uniform in Bataan. What do you think, guys? Would they be happy to see a Japanese World War II uniform in Bataan? I don't know about that. Help me out there a little bit.
I think maybe 10 years ago you might have had something, but now they probably wouldn't even know what the fuck it was.
Yeah,
you know what? You should wear a KKK suit going to Harlem. That's the equal.
That would resonate just a little bit better. Go wear the Grand Wizard outfit down in Alabama or something.
Or you wear an SS uniform and then you board an El Al plane going to Tel Aviv.
And you can see what a sad figure this guy is, but I mean, at least he had a stable job. He was a mama's boy. He's fresh out of high school. He opens boxes and he shows all the little figurines and all the stuff you could put together in a diorama. Okay, and other geeks are jumping in saying, "Oh yeah, that's great," and da. And that's their world, that's their world. And I feel sorry for kids like that, and it's a tough world to be in, and you're that lonely and shit. And you could clearly see in all these blogs, this guy has not had pussy since pussy has had him. Okay, so now let's flash forward a little bit, all the way to now. I caught the 3 a.m. e-beggars. Hi, boys. And they brought on a new girl. Oh, my God, a new girl. And this girl is only 18 years old. Her name is Princessa. Okay, oh, Princessa. She hasn't got the high boy shit down right, but she knows how to do the hair flip. Definitely knows how to do the hair flip. And if you go to that 3 a.m. live stream, you will clearly see the difference between Trixie and Princessa. Princessa's 18 years old. Looks like a really pretty girl, very young, very soft, very supple. and then you look at Trixie, and you go, "Oh my God, is that the fucking mama son?" You know, I mean, she looks worn and fucking torn, dude. She looks tore up. All right, tore up, man. Tore up. That shit is like
parts of the asshole hanging out of the shorts.
Yeah. Oh, God damn, man. She looks like a dirty bag of scrotums compared to this new girl. All right. And you should see, man. And I call them the Doublemint twins. All right. The Doublemint twins. And the reason why I call them the Doublemint twins is because twice the cash is coming in now. All you got to do is watch it roll up. This one fucker from New York, he's giving like 25, 50 bucks, right? And then you see these cheap Charlies like fucking Jimmy Dory, man. $5, $2, $1, right? And, you know, so I put my little video, my little movie, I said, Jimmy, you still got no game, bro. I mean, really? $5? The guy from New York is like handing out 50, 60 bucks. He's sending them packages with Ralph Lauren shirts in them. And you know what? I love good stuff. Ralph Lauren shirts, you're talking about fucking 85 bucks a pop. Now, I can put those out there on the black market in the Philippines and get way more than $85. Okay, so, you know, when you're in the comments section, ask them when they're going to wear the Ralph Lauren shirts, okay? You'll never see them wearing it. You'll always see this little fucker in a wife beater, okay? Some t-shirt, fucking do-rag covering his bald fucking head. So Ren is growing his stable, all right? He's got 2 girls now, right? And I have to say, I can't cut this new girl down. She's a pretty little thing. Have you seen her out, Alan?
Yeah, I have seen her on the vlogs. I don't really follow the vlogs anymore. What I really find a little bit disturbing is one of the comments he made attacking our friend Roberto Dunn, one of the founders also of this channel here. He basically said, Roberto, you are a loser and you're just a slave of the bank because you need to pay debts. You need to pay your house and your boat and so on and so forth. And and he was referring to himself, I am living the dream because I'm in the Philippines. I made it in the Philippines, and everybody who is attacking me is just fucking jealous and so on and so forth. And that's actually a comment. That's actually a comment where he never really he never says something like that on his live streams, or I mean on his vlogs. And I'm a little bit I'm having doubts, you know, why is he only doing that in the comments? Is it because he is afraid that somebody might attack him for it? Is it because he doesn't want people to see how he really is? Does he want to hide his more aggressive side because it's bad for their business and so on and so forth? I'm very curious because I tell you something. Roberto Dunn is a successful guy. He has a job. His family is doing good. He has wonderful daughters with very well educated. He lives in his own house, has I think several cars. He just bought himself a boat, and he is spending time out there fishing and
good for him, man. Yeah.
Good for him. And then you got another guy who actually insults him and attacks him and says, you know what, you are just jealous because I made it. And you know, and you know that I am not that English for me is a how should I say, it's a foreign language, obviously.
Yeah,
but when you say I made it in the Philippines, isn't that something like I am successful, I got established, I achieved something? Isn't that
correct.
The meaning of I made it? And you know, I want to ask you, because I know he also addressed you in that comment where he said Popeye is a fucking loser because he just lives in the basement of his daughter's house. And this is a guy who is he just put the fucking mattress on the fucking warehouse, and then he calls himself successful and thinks that he made it in the Philippines. He has no shame in pimping out his girl on these live streams because he lives off the income that she is generating through her YouTube live streams, and also through the donations. And what kind of a man does that? I always felt like, or always thought, that the Latinos are these macho guys. Don't look at my girl, or I will bite off your nuts, or I will shoot you in the face, muchacho, something like that. And they will come with their donkeys and warrior donkeys, and they come after you, and then, hey, boom, I will kill you, I will shoot you, I will finish you up. And in his case, you don't see any of that. For him, it's okay that there are guys out there who sending Chixie dick pics, that she is flirting with them. And we have seen the pictures of Chixie over on Discord. It was all posted there. These are original pictures where she is looking into the cam and posing, and only with the bra on, with the G-string or slip on, and so on, half naked, and so on and so forth. And this is very weird. The situation is very weird. She's making more money with doing all these things on YouTube than with a regular job in the Philippines. I was told she was like getting like $400 in the last few weeks.
They were adding it up.
What kind of a guy does that? And you don't even see what's going on there. Do you really think that these guys always pay $20 for a smile and hi? I mean, what's really going on down there? And it's just shameless. It's just fucking shameless.
Let me tell you what kind of guy he is. Okay, back in the on a recent live stream, on a BAE live stream, he come out and he said he was in Texas and he had a fight with his girlfriend. Chixie was his first girlfriend and his first piece of ass. So you already know this story is a lie. And he said he got into it with her, and he got out of the vehicle and he fired 2 rounds into the windshield. And he got arrested, but he was let go. Now, I have information about a Fred Beltran that got arrested in Texas. And, Fred, there was no real information on what the arrest was about, but he was let go. Right? So now I have that arrest record there, and I have a story over here. So now I have to marry the two up and come up with a plausible idea on what the truth was. Okay? And the truth was he was in Texas. He is Fred Beltran, and he got arrested for something. He probably jaywalked or looked at a cute Mexican girl the wrong way, something to that effect. But some penny ante bullshit, right? And this is where I go into reinvention. I watch a lot of these guys come to Philippines, and some of them get their first taste of a Filipino, like Ren has, and he feels, wow, I'm so lucky to have this beautiful woman. To him, what is a beautiful woman? I mean, I have to say, one man's bacon is another man's poison. Okay, always remember that. And
those are the 2 options. Those are the only 2 options are bacon and poison. That sucks.
What?
This is not a colloquial phrase. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but bacon and poison. Couldn't it be like one man's bacon is another man's, I don't know, bitter gourd or... Okay.
That's not the only way I can put it. But hey,
I'm sorry. I haven't been busting your balls lately. I had to get on you, man.
Okay, that's cool. And this fucking dildo, man, he reinvented himself. He's told everybody he's an OG. He ran with a gang. He knows how it is. He lost a lot of brothers. And if you go through all these live streams of him being on different live streams, from the BAE show to the Big Kevin No Bullshit show to the Big Kevin Bullpen show, he will tell these stories down the line. And if you go to my original Popeye channel, I have him on there also in a few live streams, and I've left those live streams up, and he tells some bullshit stories there. And all these bullshit stories there that he tells, you know, is hilarious. Like when he beat up the 3 Filipinos that tried to steal his laptop. It's fucking hilarious. And there was helicopters overhead. Hey, you know, and if you listen to that story, if you really listen to that story, all you can think of is the movie Colors. Okay, you ever see the movie Colors? Colors. They got the helicopters hanging overhead, Sean Penn and Robert Duvall. You know? You know? And when these guys go into these fantasy world, like Ren Zero has, I mean Fred Beltran has, they try to bring it into the real world, and it really just doesn't work. Okay, you can't bring fantasy into the real world. All right, and you know, I'm just so saddened by it. And some people out there say, well, Popeye, why are you on this guy's ass so much? I've had people contact me and say, Popeye, man, you're pissing a lot of fucking people off. Well, you know what? The fucking truth will piss a lot of people off. Because especially people that keep giving money to this channel. And if you're out there putting the truth out about this channel, you know, people are going to get pissed because they gave money. They're embarrassed now. I mean, come on. If you were giving money to this channel, Aloe, and I come out and told you the truth about the channel, wouldn't you be a little fucking butthurt?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
but I always ask myself, why would you give money to somebody who obviously doesn't want to work, who obviously is not telling us the truth, who obviously is just a freeloader, who obviously is just too lazy to have a real job? Why would you give money to somebody like that? Why would you give money to somebody who is just sitting around and drinking beer all day and all night and using his girlfriend to finance his lifestyle? Because this will not go anywhere. The guy is in his mid-40s. Does he expect that he will live like this for the next 20, 30 years? This is it.
Oh, hell
the end station. This is it. That's absolutely absurd. I think at some point he has to wake up and, you know, do something, you know, probably go back to the US, work, save up money, and then invest in a real business. And that's some sort of a piece of wood with 2 bamboo sticks
I gotta ask you
to the side.
I gotta ask you a hypothetical question.
Please go ahead.
All right, look, you see these Doublemint twins in the cam now, and they're bringing in the money, okay? And all of this is going to her uncle's house, okay? And all the donations and shit, and it's being shipped over to their house. Now, do you think these girls might wake up sooner or later and say, hey, what the fuck do we need this loser for? And push him out the door? What do you think? Is that in the cards, maybe?
In the long term, I would not rule it out, you know, because once they lick blood, it's very hard to resist, you know. And obviously, these guys who send money, who send donations, they hope for something. And you know, if you look at Ren, they are probably not really impressed by his presence. You know, they think, okay, Ren is just maybe temporary, and when I am in town, when I go to Cebu, then she might be interested to hang out with me a little bit more, you know. And that's probably one of the reasons why these guys are sending money. Because ask yourself, why would a guy send money to a lady far away, knowing that she has a boyfriend? Because the boyfriend is around. The boyfriend is got in the background. And I know that she thinks that she is some sort of a semi-model now, that she is so super sexy. And that's why all the guys send her money, because she is so beautiful and so on and so forth. But, you know, these are creeps. The guys out there I would say 90% of the guys who send their money are just fucking perfs. These are the guys who actually go to these live cam shows, to these cam girl shows, and swipe that credit card and then jerk off in front of the screen. That's the type of guys we are talking about here.
Well,
And
you know what?
lonely sad guys like the toothless POS up in Ohio, for instance.
Yeah. Well, you know what's so sad about all this? The mama-san, she's with Zero. And what people don't know, if you look at all Ren Zero's vlogs, and he will feature the mama-san's new protege, Princessa, in it. And Princessa has a Filipino boyfriend. So now it's even more hilarious. All these fucking canoes, like Jimmy Dory, the guy from New York, they're fucking just throwing money at these two now. And the other one has a boyfriend that's, Princessa has a boyfriend. He's fucking jobless. It's fucking classic relationship. And then you got the other guy, Zero. He's fucking jobless. His bank account is fucking empty. He has spent all his fucking money. And now he has a girl that's a mama-san working the cam circuit, bringing him in money. And he sits there all day drinking, Red Horse, smoking some shitty Filipino cigarette like Hopes,
And that's the tragic part. That's so tragic, because Red Horse and these cheap cigarettes, that's just fucking low class. I don't know if that's living the dream, if that's really reason enough to claim that he made it in the Philippines, and then he attacks someone who actually is really successful. Because I think, and I know actually, that Roberto Dunn is a successful guy. He goes out there in his own fucking boat. He bought himself a Ford Explorer pickup. I don't know what kind, Ford Bronco. I don't know, but he showed it on FB, and he goes out there, travels around, and he really lives a good life. And
shame on you for paying your bills, right?
Yeah,
shame on you for getting a job, right?
Exactly. And then he attacks him and makes comments about him. He was in the Coast Guard. He knows a thing or two about boats, unlike these guys. And I don't know. I mean, it's very obvious that now in this community there is a something going on, and I would call it shit sticks together, because obviously all the fucking losers, the people who have no teeth, no money, no life, no nothing, with criminal records, faking things, they are all sticking together. They're all
you bet your happy ass they are.
And it really, there is really truth in the saying that birds with the same feathers flock together. And that's exactly what's going on right now. That's exactly what's going on right now. It's all the guys with fucking Down syndrome are coming together and doing a fucking channel, doing a fucking live stream.
Oh my God.
Fucking Down syndrome, man. And then all these guys help each other out. Hey, you put out a good vlog, nice vlog. I support you, really good stuff. And you read it through the comment section when you scroll down, and they help each other, and they call us the other guys, the Saturday vloggers, the hate club, the misfits, the guys who are jealous, the guys who have no life. Just earlier on the live chat here, there was a guy, Shinimian BS or MBS or something like that. And he asked us, Popeye and Aloe, do you not have a life? Is that all you really do? Is that the content of your life, that you just talk shit on here because you guys are just jealous? That's what he said before he got kicked out here. And I want to address that. What is it to you when we talk about these stuff? Because I like talking about it. I like calling people out for their lies and their BS.
Because he probably gave money and he's butthurt that we're telling the truth about this shit.
Exactly.
Oh, you know
Because if
what?
they don't like the show, then just go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Watch unboxing vlogs or about resorts or how you can apply for a visa or something like that, or how to find cheap tickets on the internet, or movie trailers.
We
Things
ought to
like
just,
that.
you know, Allo, we ought to just call them the Corky Romano crew. Okay. You know who Corky Romano is? Yeah, you know,
Yes.
Dave. Corky Romano.
Remember, I was dogging that dude in Discord, calling him Corky all the time. I put up memes of it.
Yeah.
That's why.
You know, I tell you, they say, okay, Papa, you don't have a real life, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? I may not be here for a couple of weeks next month. I may not. I got the USS Stark reunion coming up in Mayport. I have a USS Dwight D. Eisenhower reunion coming up. We might be going to, what do they call it, Nag's Head in North Carolina, and all meeting up there. I mean, these are real life things I'm doing, and I don't have to blog them and ask for donations, because what's actually going to happen is these guys that I've served with and are in my generation, we're going to sit down, we're going to tell sea stories, going to have a few drinks, talk about our grown kids, our grandchildren, the jobs we've held. We're going to reminisce about the good old days, which is a fucking sin to do, according to the Corky Romano crew. You know, it's a sin if you talk about the good old days. Don't fucking do that. Don't fucking do it, man. You know, so what do you think about that reminiscing, Dave? You know, is that a no-no? Is that a big sin to recount the past?
You know, Papa, I'm glad that you asked me, because I've got to just break in here with something. And hang on one second.
Okay.
أمتي قد لاح فجرا فارقب دولة الإسلام قامت بدماء الصادقين.
Now, I'm going to tell you one more time. I have a whopping total of 7 votes. Go down to the video description, look it up, and go and vote yes or no, you fucking fuck stick retards. This is your last chance. Our IPs have been tracked. We will come and we will wage a jihad on you if you don't go and vote right now. I've been warned for the last time. I'm not going to warn you again. 7 votes, and there's 56 people watching. We will paint the sidewalk red with you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We will display the bodies afterwards. Now go vote now, you fuckers.
Oh my fucking God.
When I think about reminiscing and living in the past, I'm sorry I snapped.
That's okay.
I don't know, man. I got this thing. I use a lot of my military stories for like points of reference with experiences that relate to life and stuff like that. I'm sorry. The chooch. Hey, chooch. But I don't see a real problem with it. I mean, if that's your mainstay, your main stories and stuff like that, yeah, that's kind of an issue. But if you just use it as a point of reference or frame of reference for a topic or something like that, what's the big fucking deal? It's your life experience. Yeah. Don't kid yourself. If somebody else was on here doing something and they were an investment banker, what do you think they talk about? Their time playing football? They're going to be talking about that time they sponsor to someone or something like that, right? They're not going to be talking about, I remember this one time goal. I ran it in. No, they're not going to. So I think that's perfectly fine. I think if that's your whole show, then you sound like, you're going to the VFW or something like that during happy hour. That's all.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. And it's like on the Popeye channel, a lot of the stories I tell do have a lesson in them. And that's why I tell them. And it seems like very few walk away with what I'm really trying to explain to them. And I don't know. It's like, and then my movies that I've been coming out with, I'm going to be relentless. I will do 3 or 4 new movies next week also for Fred Beltran and Mama San and Princessa. No problem. I will do 3 or 4 movies. And I leave Easter eggs in them. And I've said, hey, I'm waiting for somebody to find the Easter eggs. And only one guy come up with it. Trusty Shellback found a couple Easter eggs. He made the comment, nah, shit. And I'm trying to make this interesting. And they're saying, but Popeye, you will never get the e-beggars to go away. And you know what? That's very true. I will capitulate that to you. No friggin' problem. But if I could stop just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people from giving to the Corky Romano crew, I will keep going. All right. How do you guys feel about that?
I would say you go ahead. You know, that I think that's a brilliant idea.
You know, and I'm just tired of the Corky Romano crew, and you know, it is what it is. And you know, if he had any balls at all, he'd get his ass on the show and explain himself and come out with the truth. You know?
Are you invoking Peter? It is what it is.
It is what it is. I've had that in my repertoire for a long time, man. Do not associate me with that fucking scab-ridden cocksucker.
Sure, you didn't lift that off of him. I mean, that's his catchphrase.
It isn't really. You know, he's irrelevant to me. I don't really listen or watch or whatever he's doing these days. I don't even think he's around. Is he around?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been paying any attention at all. Because live streamers aren't interested in vloggers who don't live stream unless they're frank. Frank is an honest, isn't straightforward. You mean, you know something? Other vloggers. Just because I don't watch that one that you're mentioning, which leads me to believe that's who you are, doesn't mean that we don't like other. We like. I don't know about these two guys, but I can tell you, in my experience, I like people that are relevant. They're not ancient, you know, and they're relatable. I listen to Paul Joseph Watson. I listen to Styx Hexenhammer. Hell, I listen to the Syrian Girl. I listen to all kinds of people all the time do normal vlogs. So I think that's ridiculous to say that live streamers don't like regular vloggers. I'm kind of a hybrid. I go between the two. It's a foolish thing, and it's trying to sow the seeds of dissension again. Just because we don't like some octogenarian is a crap vlog that aims a camera in the wrong place, that's not our problem. It's not my problem. Anyway, sorry.
Let me ask you guys about these rumors when they said we gave up, we went into silent mode, we went into hiding, we raised the white flag, and so on and so forth. Dave, what what's your take on that? Often I would hear like, Dave didn't comment anymore. I didn't see him putting up any vlogs anymore. And then there are other guys like Gerardo Risotto took down all his vlogs. Bag Your Life is down. They are hiding. They feel guilty of something. They know they did something wrong, and so on. When you read these comments, when you heard of that,
I mean, yeah, I heard them. Unfortunately, I really didn't have internet. I guess I could like post my receipt, but I really don't want you to know my personal information on here. But believe me, if you were on Facebook with me, you heard one angry live stream from a Philippine beach resort where I just raised holy hell about politics for like I don't know, 15 minutes or something like that. And that's because I had my phone, I have a 4G signal. I just haven't had internet. I just got it today. I haven't had a chance to do anything. As for the other guys, I mean, what do you want? The guys know when you're bullshitting, and they take their stuff down because they know you'll show your ass, and they said so in their own videos. And then they pop back up and bring the videos back up. You know, if you want to be a douchebag to people, that's what happens.
Lost the Nomad.
Us against them. Yeah, go ahead.
Lost the Nomad said, I have never seen anyone saying that.
Oh, okay. Lost the Nomad. I'm not sure exactly. Are you referring to nobody said we threw in the towel or anything like that? People have been saying in live chats, you're such a fool sometimes, man.
I believe that's what he meant. He says nobody said that. You know, nobody said that you raised the white flag, that you're hiding, that you are not commenting anymore. I mean, it's just not just you, Dave, but all of us here, the Saturday bloggers, as they call it. And you know, I'm not just referring to one person alone. I'm referring to a whole group of people who felt like, okay, it's good that all these guys over on the Riff Raff, that they are gone, that they are taking down videos, that they are not commenting anymore. Dick and Cider took down his channel. Gerardo Risotto feels guilty of something. I don't really know exactly what it is. Also took down all his channel. And then a few days later, in the case of Gerardo Risotto, what he did is when he said, if certain people will continue to talk about me, I will put back every single vlog again. I will upload it again. I will set it from private to public again, just to demonstrate that it is not about that. You know, nobody is hiding. Nobody is going into silent mode. So I was just wondering if you guys also heard of that. And Lost the Nomad says no, he didn't.
Well, I've heard of it, and I've seen it on Discord, and it got to the point where they said Popeye is the lone survivor of the Riff Raff radio show. And I'm like, what the fuck are you idiots talking about? Are you with the Corky fucking Romano crew or something? Are you that retarded? Oh, God. And I said, well, Saturday's coming. Put on a show. These fine gentlemen here with me today, and all will be smoothed over. There, White Flag. I mean, I put out four movies this week. You know how long it takes to put one of those movies out and put together, and you know, think of the plot and put the right music and sound effects in. That's, you know,
5 minutes.
And Jesus Christ, it'll take you an hour, 2 hours to do one of those fuckers.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
You got to get the.
You need a.
Well,
you need a caregiver, my friend.
I'm only using iMovie. I don't have all that slick software that you have there, Dave.
Oh, you have iMovie where you just pop into those little boxes? Holy shit! I'm getting you a caregiver for Christmas, Sarah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and but I enjoy doing it, and you know, it's for you guys. It's for your entertainment. It's for your edification. Eat it up, you know. And I was watching the High Boy crew from Cebu, and she came out and she said, "Well, you know what? We're not going to accept negativity anymore. So if you come in the chat and you do negative comments, we will just block you."
Who said that again? Who said that again?
The Mama San.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the Mama San. She said that on her last 3 a.m. live stream while she was opening a nice box with Ralph Lauren shirts in it and chocolates. And you should have seen the little princess. She lit up like a Christmas tree, man. When they pulled them chocolates out, you know, because kids like chocolate. Because I mean, come on, she's 18 years old. She's a kid, And the only people that are getting excited over her are the fucking pervs in the chat. And so what they've done is they've attracted all these perverts into the chat, and they're taking their money. Right? So, you know, them dollars, it's all about the dollars, guys. All right. And
it absolutely is. And it's about being a freeloader, because they are able to use that as a source of income, and and people would say, okay, you guys are just jealous. The thing is, it's not that. I don't know anyone who is really jealous of these people. um I just think that it upsets certain people that they are not authentic, and they use this business model, as I would call it, to avoid having real jobs and sitting around and getting drunk all day and insulting people, because they, you know, I'm not one of these guys who thinks that everybody deserves to be respected, because I don't think so. Because people who don't look after themselves, who are not able to make a living on their own, who are just lazy, who are disability fraudsters, who are criminals, who are running from the authorities in their home countries, who are hiding out there, who are pimping out their girl. These people are just low lives, and they cannot claim, or they shouldn't claim, that they are good people who just run a business, because that's not how it is. These people are uh, fraudsters and e-beggars, and it's just wrong, and people who support them are probably made of the same are probably the same kind of individuals. There's a fundamental flaw in their character, in their personality, and there is a reason why most of these people went through all kinds of problems in their past. I'm talking about bankruptcy, declaring bankruptcy because they were not able to be responsible people in their home country. They declared bankruptcy. We have heard of these cases. Then there are others who have a criminal record for various offenses and so on. And then you got people who have a very shady background, and they all stick together, and they don't like that we call them out for something. We have seen it, we have seen the sites where video freedom is behind the certain sites. We have seen the type of vlogs that Mark Bebots has put out and what he is doing. And they all know each other. They all help each other. They know they all support each other. And
fucking
what they all
criminals.
got, and what they all got in common is this very shady background that they share. And it's exactly what this is all about. And then they point the finger at us and say, you guys are just jealous because you guys didn't make it in the Philippines. You guys want to bring us down. You guys just fabricate rumors. And that's actually the next topic that I would like to talk about, since we have 50 plus people listening right now. This is a very serious topic. This is a very important topic that I am about to talk about now. And that's the problems that we have heard in the last, I would say, 2 weeks. And what I'm talking about here is taking legal actions for oral defamation, slander, and libel, because this is a very serious problem. And now let me tell you a few things about that. And I would like to hear from you guys also what you think about that, and also in the live chat. There are people in this community that used certain allegations, totally fabricated, totally unfounded, horrible allegations of molestation, to destroy the reputation of certain people in this community, totally fabricated. And this individual who has done that is the only one who went on a vlog and made these horrible allegations. And then he says, as if he wants to defend himself, he says, I didn't do anything wrong because I was just reacting and commenting about what has been out there for a while now. Obviously talking about the allegations of molestation. The niece problem that the guys of you who follow this blogs, you guys know about. The allegation that somebody has molested his own niece. Totally unfounded, total BS. And he thinks that he can just get away with it and say, these are just rumors. Nobody can do something against me. The same guy who threatens legal action is the same guy whom I want to ask right now, right here. What do you think will happen if somebody will hire a reputable law firm in the Philippines, in Manila, and attach to them screenshots and the data, the video footage, where this person threatens another person to take his life and attack him in public while he is sitting in front of the cam and making these threats in a 5, 6, 7 minutes video, threatening to attack somebody? What do you think will happen when you attach that and petition and attach it to a complaint and forward it to the Bureau of Immigration in Intramuras? Through a reputable law firm, helping you out with the legal aspects of it. And asking the Bureau of Immigration to declare this person an undesirable alien. Please Google what is undesirable alien. What is that all about? Undesirable alien in the Philippines. And what are the reasons to be declared an undesirable alien in the Philippines? And you will be very surprised that it doesn't take a lot. Raising your voice at the NAIA, the airport, is a problem that could lead them to declare you an undesirable alien. Usually it's overstaying your visa, but it's not only that. I would like to read out loud a case. This is a press release from the Bureau of Immigration. And this is a press release about the BI, the Bureau of Immigration, to deport an undesirable Dutchman. What did this guy do? This guy, he was declared an inimical, he is inimical to public order, safety, and morals. And he was also charged with grave oral defamation for having a heated altercation with local officials. And that's all it took. And you get thousands of these cases. What do you think will the Bureau of Immigration do when they see you making threats as a tourist? You might risk your status as a tourist because at the end of the day, you are a foreigner in the Philippines. And we're not talking about NBI, PNP, and then taking it to the prosecutor's office, and that it takes like months, maybe years until you get the first hearing, and it will cost you a lot of money, and so it will really take you many years and time and effort that goes into this. And at the end of the day, the other side can do exactly the same because they have the sound bites, they have the video footage where you make threats, against people in the Philippines. You could be declared a risk for the public in the Philippines and therefore declared an undesirable alien in the Philippines. That is a risk. And if you don't believe us, just go and Google it, reasons to be declared undesirable alien, and you will find dozens of reasons because there is no clear law about it. Undesirable could mean a lot of things. Making death threats in the Philippines might be one of the reasons. And never forget, you are a foreigner in the Philippines. And if this is done with a reputable lawyer in Manila. And these people, they know each other. There are lawyers in Manila who know people at the Bureau of Immigration. They go to the same universities. Their children studies at the same school. If you encounter something like that, you might risk your status as a tourist. Number one. Number two, yes, I know, people on this channel and on other live streams also made horrible allegations. So who are you? People might say, "Who are you, Alo?" Because you are the one of the guys who took part in this. Let me tell you this: unlike that niece rumor, we on this channel talked to the people who were directly dealing with these people and with this person and these people. It's different people. And they told us about these serious allegations. We heard voicemails, we read emails, we have heard about the many problems that they encounter. And that is a huge difference between their side claiming that we just fabricate these accusations, these allegations. Because obviously there is a woman in the Philippines who is afraid, who is scared. We have heard of a woman who is based in Florida, United States, who said, "I am scared to talk to this person because he has sent me dozens of emails, text messages, and voicemails where he threatened me." It is not our task or our function to verify if that's true or not. We are just listening to these allegations. We talk about these allegations. The other side claims we were just talking about this because these rumors have been around. In our case, we talk directly to the people who encountered these problems. And that is what this is all about. We never said this individual did this individual did that. Personally, I have never claimed that this individual has done this or that. I said he tried, he attempted to, based on my conversations with these people. That's what they said. I am not a lawyer. I am not a judge. I don't need to ask them, is this true or not? I just listen to them. I will have my own personal conclusions out of it, just like anybody else there. And that's exactly what this is all about. How can you claim that people are committing oral defamation against you when you, by yourself, said something like, this man and this person molested his niece, and then you claim I cannot be held liable? You know why? Because this is just a rumor. So why do you think can we not claim the same and say, hey, this is just a rumor, we heard of that? Because on our side, we know. We spoke with these people. I am not saying that these people are telling the truth. I am not saying that they are telling a lie. I just listen to what they got to say. And besides all of these legal aspects here, always keep in mind that there is another guy out there, Gerardo Risotto, has put out a very valuable blog who said the Philippine courts do not have jurisdiction over these cases when it comes to oral defamation because it does not apply to non-residents. So if you really want to go into all these law things and court cases, you need to be aware that you made threats, that you claimed that one person on this panel here committed grave sins, horrible crimes. And based on what? Based on fucking nothing. Have you spoken to the relatives of these niece? Are you a legal representative? Did you interview her? Did you ever talk to her? Did you have any sort of communication with them? No, you haven't. The only reason why you brought this up is because you wanted to attack the reputation of a person on this panel. Could you say the same of us? Could you say that, hey, they just fabricated something? Because I have heard of these rumors, not just now, since over a year. There were people who came on the Quentin Believe show and they said, I was harassed. I got voicemails. I got emails. I got text messages. And my friend in the Philippines, a Filipino citizen, is scared to go out to Cebu because she is afraid to see him. Is this true? Is what these women say, is it true? I don't really know. I don't really know if it's true or not. But we gave them the opportunity to talk about their own personal experience. We gave them the chance to prove their side and hear their side of the story. Just like with him. He was also on the show. He was also on the show and he also gave us his side of the story. And we gave him the opportunity to give us his side of the story. And what I have heard is, he said some of these women were just jealous. Some of these women are crazy. That's fair enough, right? He said his piece and they said theirs. We never, ever said this is true. Everything that the lady said is true. Everything that the guy said is true. Because I'm not here to find the truth. At the end of the day, this is a hobby. This is YouTube. This is social media. People talk. Just like when they go to the fucking grocery shop and when they meet somebody and then just talk. They gossip in the neighborhood or when they go to a cafe. Even at the fucking conference at the school with other parents. People talk. And here, it's just happening on YouTube. And just because you don't like somebody, you will fabricate something like that. You will try to smear his name. You will attack him. You will talk about molestation. You will talk about physical abuse and so on and so forth. And yes, I have done the same. And if I did so, and if I attacked somebody, I reached out to the people and say, hey, that was not okay because that really went too far. But in this case, I really want to remind every single one of you, going to the police, hiring a lawyer, taking this to the court, the other side can also do that. This is not a one-way street because every court will just decide based on the facts. And it is a fact that this other individual has threatened people in the Philippines. You don't do that when your status is a foreigner, a tourist. Because you might risk, as I said earlier, your status as a tourist and you might be declared an undesirable alien. Google it, read up about it. There are many, many reasons to become or to be declared a persona non grata. You don't go out there and make attacks and say this person molested somebody unless you have spoken to somebody who's really close to that person or the person himself. In our case, we have spoken to the people who are involved in this, who claimed that they were attacked, harassed in many various ways. And I hope that you guys are smart enough to see what is the difference between something that's totally unfounded and has no basis at all on the one side, and on the other side we have people who have voicemails, again, text messages and personal conversations. In my case, I have spoken to Holly, and you guys know that Holly Dunn has been on this show, and she will come on the show again, and she will tell us her side of the story, that she was called dozens of times, harassed again and again, while this was still ongoing in the United States. Holly is very close to that woman in the Philippines. She talks to her and takes care of her needs and is a very close friend of her. And she told us many times how this woman in the Philippines feels about this individual. She is scared. And why is she scared? Why would she say something like that? And I'm not saying I believe this person or not. All I'm saying is that we gave them the opportunity to speak about it. And now this is turned against us. With what? With threats of legal action. I look forward to this kind of legal process because I believe we are the victims here. We are the ones who have been attacked, confronted with unfounded allegations. On the other side, we have people like Holy Dan and her friend in the Philippines who claim that they have been harassed. And you cannot just tell us the guys over on Riff Raff Radio said, I attempted to do this and I attempted to do that. And there was attacks and so on and so forth. And it's all not true and it's all lies. Show me the evidence. Show me the pictures. Show me the footage. Because this is not based on that. This is based on oral defamation. And it is not, in my view, it's not oral defamation when you talk about somebody who is making allegations based on their personal interaction with that individual. And I hope that you guys understand that. I hope that you guys understand that. That's all I got to say.
Wow. That's a lot to take in there, Aloe. And I'm not going to levy any allegations against Frank. What I'm going to tell you right now is that this guy has claimed in a blog that he took pictures and photographs of Edith Bouvier. Yao, I think that's how you say it, by Frank Battaglia. And he writes up a whole little essay here. And I'm going to read to you what he has to say in part of this essay. I don't want to read the whole thing. You know, he comes in and he says he's raised his daughter on his own since she was 5 years old. Yeah, okay. Then he says Seattle went through some changes, so I needed to get out and away. And he moved to Hawaii, he says here. And the one thing that sticks out in this paragraph is that he says, had to get out and away from. I mean, forgive my reading of this because the spelling is atrocious. And that's a fact. And we will drop the link and you can all go and enjoy this little rant. And he says he had to get away from his job at Parks Department and find greener pastures. And he calls backstabbing job with the Parks Department. Now, we put out information on other blogs that he's written when he was in Seattle, and he talked about how the gay community has protective status. You better not say anything. And this guy, he rails against everybody. He has to be the most disgruntled man that ever walked the face of the earth. And usually when I see a comment like this, I've worked public service all my life, 20 years United States Navy, over 13 years for the Ranger service here in Florida. And I can tell you something about local government jobs. You get some crazy people in them. You really do. And I've seen, where I've worked here, I've seen some crazies come and go. And they believe everybody's against them. They're friggin' paranoid. They're this, they're that. And they cause a lot of problem on the job instead of just doing their job. But this goes to, you know, he's crying at me. You're calling me an e-beggar. I've never called the guy an e-beggar. Has anybody here on this panel ever see me say he was an e-beggar? I don't think so. Scammer. I that's my opinion. I think he's a scammer, and there's proof of that when you go to a Colombian webpage for his love travel, and on top of it, he set the page up. There's only one other guy in the group, and he explains how he wants to go to Colombia and fall in love with this girl, and if you could, you know, donate to him. Uh, that's a scam. And he put some pictures up of a Colombian girl. I've done email searches on it, everything. I've done photo searches of the girl. Can't find her anywhere online. Don't know where he got the picture of the girl from. But it fizzled out, and he put this up over 4 years ago. And a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about here. And you know, he got butthurt because I put a movie out, The Chair, and I got tagged with bullying. You know, boo-hoo. I mean, it was good-hearted, natured parody. I mean, he couldn't take it. It really chapped his ass. He wrote me messages saying privately on YouTube that I'm this, I'm that, and you want to be the next day, bring it on. You know, and his obsession with my fellow co-host is beyond the pale. I really don't understand it, this obsession. And what it all leads back to is just this one story about Mika. He got caught. The fund was not real. It wasn't real. All right. Holly Dunn is correct. And he has said some really shitty things about Holly Dunn. And I could not believe, even if I dislike a woman, I would never speak about a woman in the way he has. All right. I just wouldn't do it. It's beyond the pale. I don't get it, man. And I'm reading this blog that he wrote March 6, 2009. And he claims he took these pictures of Edith Bouvier, Biel, which is from the Grey Gardens book. And I don't see any proof of it. I just don't see any proof of it. And he says, publishers, of course, are welcome to come view my images. I live now in a modest but charming home, 2 acres of Oahu forest in rural Esteem, maybe Estate, Hawaii, I don't know. The guy can't write. On the Big Island. Life is different for sure, but I'm much more content getting out of the rat race. And this is what I see of scammers, e-beggars. They want to get out of the rat race. They don't want to work. They don't want to put in the time, the effort. They want the easy money. They want to stick their mug in the cam and, you know, say, look what I'm doing. I'm helping all the children. I'm helping this poor girl out in a wheelchair. Please give. She needs help. We're going to put a ramp up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. All these promises. And then when they get caught and the truth comes out, the butthurt begins. It really begins. And then the attacks. I've been attacked by him. He sends me private messages on YouTube. He's complained in a vlog, one of his recent vlogs, that Holly Dunn had no right releasing private messages that I sent to her on her phone. So now, when Frank has said that, we know he has left messages on her phone. And Holly Dunn has explained those messages and the content of those messages that he has sent to her phone. And I can only say they weren't very flattering or very nice or congenial messages whatsoever. They're tirades because he could not get his hands on that money. And when you take a scammer's money and an e-beggar's money away, they will come after you, they will attack you, they will make false allegations, they will try to use what legal system they are under, they will be relentless. But I'm here to tell you right now, I'm relentless. I will push back at every turn. I will keep making my movies. I don't give a rat's patoot that my channel, other channel, got a strike on it. It does not hurt my feelings whatsoever. I will just pop up another one. I will try to come right up to that line on YouTube and make my movie trailers and videos as funny as possible and entertain you guys, and at the same time educate you guys on what these people are really doing. And it all boils down to if I can just stop 1, 2, 3, or 4 people from giving to these scammers, these e-beggars, these malcontents, I will be a happy camper. I've done my job. And I have not asked a penny of anybody and never will. And if you offer it, I will refute it. I will say no. Right? I enjoy doing this for the simple fact that it burns their asses. They get pissed off. And I will be quite honest. When you react and you get pissed and you call me poop eye, I know I got you. I got you right by the short hairs. And I know you're unhappy. And I'm going to keep rolling. And I'm going to roll and roll and roll and roll. And guys like Fred Beltran, a.k.a. Ren Zero, dude, I guarantee you, I will not let up. Your channel is going to keep taking heat. You could keep saying things like Popeye will end up in an old folks' home for Alzheimer's and die all alone. Oh, God, it's like an arrow in my heart, man. Somebody pull it out, please, please. Hey, this shit don't bother me. All right? It don't bother me. Right? And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to keep getting information on you that's true. And I'm going to put it out there. You're going to have to eat the shit sandwich. That's the way it rock and rolls. You want to be in this business of asking for donations or trying to scam people out of money, keep going. And I'll keep going. If you want it to end, stop. And I will stop. But see, e-beggars and scammers are forever, forever, forever. There'll always be a new one. And there's a new one in Thailand. And he's gone off to Thailand. He got run out of Philippines. And you know what? He left some girl holding the bag. This is what they do, holding the bag on a scooter. All right. And it's probably going to get repoed, and this girl's credit's going to be in the shit. And because one thing I know about Filipinos, when they like you, they're very loyal to you. I mean, they're great women. They are. They're loyal to you. And she probably fell in love with this guy and I'd do anything for him. And because once a Filipino loves you, that's it, man. She's going to love you forever, even though if she ever gets to a point where she wants to hate you or divorce you, she's still going to love you. That's just in their DNA. That's what they do. They will always stick up for you. That's the one thing I love about a Filipino. They are loyal as hell, man. They are quite loyal. And this poor girl got scammed by this Social Security disability asshole who claims to be this, who claims to be that. And as he's riding off into the sunset, into Thailand. He claims, oh, what about the documentary on the Philippines that I promised you? Don't worry, you'll get it, but you will never see it. It will never happen, because his scam is he's going to tell you he's going to give you great content, and that's what they all do. These guys like Do More Life, Frankie Battaglia, they'll promise you all the world, and then they'll pull the rug out from underneath your feet. This is what they do. And if you don't think that's true, you've been living under a rock, and you better get a clue. All right? You better get a clue, because that's what they do. And their main goal is to separate you from your money. And you all need to understand that. If you're in these chats giving money, you're doing wrong. You're doing wrong. It doesn't cost that much to run a channel, all right? And the way it starts, they say, well, I got a Patreon to run my channel, and they say, oh, it's for the content. Now I need a camera. Now I need this. Now I need that. And I need help with money for the travel. And you're giving, and they're paying their bills with what you give. It's the welfare crew begging for money, because they're not getting enough from other governments. I mean, Social Security disability, the most you can collect is $2,400 a month, and you better be sitting in a wheelchair and drooling on yourself if you want $2,400 a month. Okay. So most of these guys, at best, are getting $1,000, $1,200 a month. Yeah, these are all facts. You can all look it up. And they will tell you, Social Security disability will tell you the criteria to collect. There's even websites out there that are advertised that says you come on this website, and if you're over a certain amount of age, you're eligible for Social Security disability. There's websites out there that will screen you and help you get Social Security disability. But these are scammers also, because you will have to pay. You will have to give them so much for this service, so everything goes smoothly and you get your money. So are they honest? At every turn on the internet, gentlemen, you will find the scammers, you will find the e-beggars. They're all out there, and they want to separate you from your money. And if you don't think that's true, dude, you might as well be hanging with the Corky Romano crew. That's all I can tell you.
That's all he has to say. I've got to say something really quick. You fuckers are not fucking voting in our goddamn fucking poll. Get the fuck on here and vote in our fucking poll. What am I at right now? I've got 18 here. I got 51 watching, and still 18. We will find you, and we will harm you in ways that your mother will not recognize you. Really, seriously. We really will. We will display you in a way that will horrify even your third cousin. So, no, fuckers, come on, man. God damn, how hard is it? Yes and no. The link's right here. If you look under the little description here, Riff Raff Radio 2 WTF, it says our weekly poll is back, and in all caps, go vote. And then you click on the link and you vote. Simple. Go vote.
And they wonder why I call them losers in the chat. They can't even fucking vote, dude. Holy shit.
I'm just saying. Exactly.
So, Aloe, can you tell me any ways I can depart? I could separate you from your Swiss francs.
It's very hard, because I don't really contribute or give money to somebody I don't know, and I don't know. I mean, I felt, like last year when everybody contributed to a good cause, like people who are doing these feedings and buying stuff for street children and stuff like that. I felt a little bit bad when I saw that a lot of people contributed. And then I realized, wait a second, maybe this is just a business model for them. And then I realized that if you will give them $10, they keep 8, and then they feed them some shit for $1, and then the other dollar goes to a fucking drone. And that's not the stuff that I would like to support. Uh, when I'm in the Philippines, and I rarely talk about that, but when I'm in the Philippines, I see somebody coming up to me, like kids and things like that. I usually give them money, and but that's the only thing I do, and I never really felt bad about that, or I never really felt like the need to help out and give money. And it's just really not in my nature, because I'm really an asshole. But when you look at other people, for instance, Holly, you know I really believe her when she felt emotional about these
Yeah.
videos that she has seen.
She's got a kind heart, Aloe.
She got a kind heart, and there are people like that. They react to these kind of videos, and they want to help out because they feel bad about that. And I do honestly mean it when I say I admire people like that, who go out there, who contribute, if it's financially or by helping out and doing something. I really honestly admire that. What I don't think, what I think is not okay is that there are people who know of that, and then they make a living of it. They profit from it. And Peter is a guy like that. He claims to be some sort of missionary, and then goes out there and says, I want to help these people. There are people out there who say, look, I have a feeding program. I wanna give these kids books and school supplies, all these kind of things. And you see it, in this community, and you see a lot of people who have this attitude, that they show us that, look, I want to help people, and you should help me too. Please send us you please send me your money. And they actually even get pissed when you don't do it. We had somebody on the show who has contributed to one of these funds, these so-called funds. And he was actually very disappointed about that. The guy that you all know, a guy who has disappeared for various reasons, Mikey 550, he was one of the guys who contributed to a certain individual's fund, and he was very disappointed about it. And the other person, the only other person, was Holly Dunn, and she was also very disappointed about the outcome, about everything. And I don't think it's wrong to give these people a forum. I think it is right to do so, because there might be other people out there who think, look, I want to contribute, I want to help. And it makes them more careful. They will think, okay, I heard the guys on the Riff Raff radio, and some of them, as crazy as it might sound, some of them might even think, I need to be a little bit more careful, because all these vloggers, they say this and they do that. They claim to be good, they claim to help people, but some of them aren't helping anyone but themselves. The money that you give them is basically is basically money that they use for, let's say, Red Horse, right?
Hope cigarettes.
Hope cigarettes.
Mhm.
And that's just not right. And that's just not right. And again, if you do not like what we talk about on this show, why don't you just fuck off and watch some other vlogs, some other live streams?
I really hope there's a special kind of help for these e-beggars that use children, women in wheelchairs to steal your money. And that's what they're doing. It's stealing. It's larceny, right? And at the rate of the money they're making, I mean, under U.S. laws, I, I could charge the Cebu crew, the Corky Romano crew, with grand larceny. And it's grand larceny what they're doing. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. I mean, these pervs in the chat don't realize they could take all that money they donated, get on a freaking airplane, go on over to Philippines, and get their own Chixie, get their own princessa. Why? And in color, baby. Yeah, you can actually touch her, feel her. You know what I mean?
The G.I. Joe Chixie model.
I mean, Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers. I mean, dude, when you see 50, 60 bucks come up, you know they're wiping down the keyboards after they give that kind of money. You know what I mean? Come on, get real. I come into the real world. You do not need to give these people. These people need to get out and get a fucking job. All right, go get a job. Go work 8, 9, 12 hours a day. And then at the end of the day, tell me how you feel. You feel like shit? Yeah, you probably will. But you know what? You can be proud of yourself. It's what you actually earned, which leads me into something Fred Beltran says. Everything I got, I own. Which is a fucking out and out lie. All right? If people have donated it to you, you don't own it.
That's a free
You
load.
never fucking earned it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and here they say you're just jealous because you have to pay the bank. Well, yeah, I bought a car a few years ago, and guess what? I had to pay the bank every month until the car was paid off. And lo and behold, I received this little certificate that says, you are the proud owner of this fucking car now because you paid it off and your credit score has gone up. All right. Is there anything shameful in that, Aloe?
Absolutely not. It's an honorable way of living, and it's responsible. You are looking after yourself, and you have that pride also that you earned it, and you don't use your lady as a bait, for all these donations. And it's really low, it's really cheap. There is no honor in it. It's very it's a shame. It's shameful.
Do you
And
know we have a tradition here in America? And
you mean Thanksgiving?
no. We have a really good tradition here, and I bet none of these e-beggars know about it. I'd say about 10 or 15 years back, I threw a party at my house, and it was called a mortgage burning party, where your mortgage is paid off, and you get all your friends around, you have drinks, you have good food. Pakikisama, di ba, pare ko? And
gang bang around the pool.
yeah, gang bang around the pool, yeah. And you burn the mortgage, okay? You burn the mortgage, all right? Because to pay a house off in some states in America, it is a task, It's a task. You're paying off like $300,000-400,000,
Yeah, everywhere.
And see, ask them if they've ever been to a mortgage burning. I fucking highly doubt it. Okay, I highly doubt it. I mean, they've probably been to repossession parties. They've probably been to bad credit parties. What do you think, Darryl?
The fucking Dirk Diggler party. That's where they have been.
Call me old fashioned, but You know, I just pay the man, I pay the bank, I'm a sucker. You know what I mean?
Do you actually notice that the people who actually have nothing to be proud of, when they achieve a little bit something, they really show it off all the time and they mention it all the time. I'm talking about the guy like the one you just mentioned. It's basically fucking nothing. The mattress is on the floor. The fucking house looks like a shack, right? I mean, it looks like a fucking empty burrito box or something.
Looks like a fucking slaughter shack in Kandahar, if you ask me.
House, and the fucking ceiling comes off, and the windows are this you know, the one that you push up and down. It's not really a window. It's kind of like these units of glass that they fucking cover. You know, that's like I don't know, man. But these kind of people, you know, when they have something, they just rub it under your nose. They just fucking rub it into your face, to your face. You know, it's like, I have a boat, I have a boat, I have a boat. And what else do you have? What else do you have?
Yeah, I always wanted to grow up to aspire to hang my clothes on the window and take a video of my girlfriend in her pretty pink panties. You know, I've always wanted.
Seriously now, what else do these guys have? You know, because they don't obviously they do not like us, right? I mean, that's I think that's
yeah,
that's a fact right now. They don't really like
us too much.
But what is there not to like? What is there not to like about us? I mean, I like us, our team, really a lot. I like myself the most, and I tell you exactly why.
You're so handsome.
Because the thing is, you know, this is so absurd. Jealous about fucking what? I never really got an answer to that. And you know what? And this is hilarious, because some people here, they really show a blatant lack of respect. And you wouldn't be able to afford that in real life, because it's just only here on fucking YouTube they would talk like this. Because nobody just talks like this to Roberto Dunn, because Roberto Dunn deserves respect.
Yes,
because the guy has a job.
Mm-hmm.
He's a father and a husband, lives in his own fucking house. And there was a time things like this are reasons to respect the person. And then comes a fucking 50-pound clown with a huge pimple on the side of his cheek and thinks he is somebody because he lives in a fucking shack and has a piece of wood with 2 bamboo sticks attached to it, and he thinks that he is somebody. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's absolutely disrespectful. You don't talk to people like that who have worked, who paid their bills, have their house, have their own boat, have their car, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because with this, you earn bragging rights. That's what this is all about. And you don't disrespect something like that by saying, you guys just pay off your debts and bills, and that's why you're so fucking bitter. Because that's what we hear every time. And sometimes she says it, and now he feels a little bit emboldened because all the other guys stick together and say, they are just losers, they are just jealous. Jealous of what? Write into the fucking comment section down here if you are one of these guys out there, and explain us, what are we jealous about? Because it's obviously not your boat, because the boat fucking sucks. It's not the boat.
I got a question for the comment section also. And if you're in the comment section and you have given to the Doublemint twins, I can only say one thing to you. Why? Can you tell me why? What on earth fucking possessed you to give to these 2 e-begging whores? Because that's what they're doing. They're whoring themselves out. That's what they're doing. They're whoring themselves out with the high voice, the hair flips. That is what they are doing. And God only knows. I've seen comments in the section here where it says, well, what about the money she makes on FaceTime? FaceTime's pretty freaking private, isn't it? Huh? Wonder what goes on there too.
That's
So how much money is really
comes in.
coming in? Okay. And what's even sadder is the mama-san is taking an 18-year-old girl and turning her into an e-beggar whore also.
And
You
it's
might
a
as well just
shameful
head off
way
to
of
the
life.
bar
Exactly.
and
It's
become
a
a
shameful way
CRO.
of life. Exactly. It's a shameful way of life. And you know, they probably lack the guidance from their parents. That's what it is, you know, because it's just okay when you make money, you get donations, it's okay. Show off this, show off that, smile into the cam. It's so easy. You get money because everything is just all about the cash and the donations. And other people, they feel it's a disgrace. They feel it's what they do, their activities is just so fucking low.
Yeah.
And it reflects the type of people they really are. And you know, it's not about being negative. It's not about being negative.
And I'll guarantee you, within a couple hours, it's 11:50 p.m. right now in Philippines, and I guarantee you, about 2, 3 in the morning there, that show will go freaking live, and the first thing you'll hear is say, "Hi, boys," and you'll hear a hair flip, and the donations will come rolling in. And you ever notice they do that show 2, 3 in the morning? Why do they do that show 2, 3 in the morning?
It's adjusted to U.S. time, I would say.
Yes, it's 2, 3 in the afternoon here in the U.S. time slot, Eastern Standard Time. And who's giving the money? Oh, the boy from New York, the fucking idiot savant from Virginia, Jimmy Dory. All right, $5, $25, $50. Here we go, boys. Gonna have a good one. And so she claimed she was going back to college. I don't see any college uniforms. Y'all wear college uniforms there in college. Am I not correct, Allo?
Absolutely, yeah. I know there is a club in Manila. They call it Classmate, and the girls there usually wear high school uniforms. Maybe that's the type of college she was talking about.
Ah, ah. I don't see the schoolgirl dress. I don't see the pretty white blouse with the big neckerchief tie kind of looking thing.
Probably it's just planning on it, you know, and then
it's just a plan, right?
Trying to get funds for it, and she will probably get a couple of crazy guys who will support that. I mean, Bebots does it all the time for his girls. They go to a fucking SM department store, shoes, jeans, t-shirts, and so on and so forth. And I mean, they are basically doing the same. And
you'll see the guys in the chat. They'll go, "Hey, little schoolgirl, how you doing?
Absolutely.
I'm a little schoolboy."
It's a sick clientele. It's a sick perv clientele. And but I'm not really surprised anymore about this, you know. And you know, the next thing that they will say about this is the guys over on Riff Raff, they can't even afford to give away like $5. They are so poor and so on and so forth. You know, it's so fucking predictable. They are just so jealous because they can spend money. And me, I have so much money. I can afford to send them money. I can afford to send them a desktop or notebook, and I'm a winner and so on. And the truth is, no, you are not the winner. You are a lonely, sick guy with no social interaction whatsoever. And you probably never even had a girlfriend, or the girlfriends you had, you always had to pay for them. And based on that, that's the way how you treat women, you know, because you need to give them money. For you, it's normal. There's so many guys out there who do that.
Allo, I gave you the breakdown of this guy.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, late 90s, he was doing his model painting and wearing his Japanese uniforms. He was all clean cut. And you could see a twinkle in his eye, clean shaving. He actually had weight on him. And you could tell mom was feeding him good. And you could tell through everything he was going through that he didn't have pussy since pussy had him. And he went over there to the Philippines he dipped his wick into Chixie and he found heaven. Okay. And I know the first time he got laid, he was probably singing, I'm in heaven. Oh, baby, I'm in heaven. And that's his first piece of ass. Okay.
Yeah, in a
And,
long time. Yeah, I believe so.
And I'm glad he got that one out of the chamber, but it went to his head. Dude, he reinvented himself. He was an OG. He's a gangster. He was this. He was a firefighter. He wouldn't make a pimple on a fucking firefighter's ass, for Christ's sake. Let alone, Jesus H. Christ, come on. If you're going to lie, at least come up with something plausible. Okay?
Yeah, well, what would be plausible in his case?
What, was he a firefighter in Romper Room on Mrs. Green Jean's show? Is that about it?
Actually, he was the guy who light up the houses and called the firefighters.
I mean, come on, give me a break. This guy, and I see, and I feel sorry for this 18-year-old girl, Princessa. She hooked up with a lowlife Filipino who has no job. Okay?
She actually looks up to her older sister, on a more
looks
serious,
up to the older sister.
Yeah, on a more serious note. And then she sees that her sister is getting all these donations, and it's okay for her to show a little bit skin.
Sure.
And what kind of role model is she then? Because usually you would want to put them through college. You want to find a good job, and if necessary, just apply for a job at the call center. And it's a decent way of living. There's nothing wrong with that. It's you don't get rich with it, but at least you.
Well, let me ask you: if I gave you a choice, Aloe, and I said you could go work at the call center and make 30,000-40,000 pesos a month, or you can sit in a squatter house on the floor and stick your mug into the can, flip your hair, and say, "Hi, boys." Which one do you want to do, Aloe?
I would do the cam thing, because I would just spread my asshole wide into the cam, and for rich Arab donators,
Yeah, they really should get on Qatar time, Kuwait time. Those boys love that shit. I believe so. I have heard of that. I've read of that.
I would like to ask Dave about what we talked about on the show here earlier, because he was the guy who was targeted in the last few days and weeks. And I would like to ask you, Dave, what's your take on this? Because I think I asked you before on Baguio Live. What's your take on all these accusations on the one side, and on the other side, these threats or these moves to somehow intimidate you and to silence you and to make you obviously stop doing what you are doing?
That's one of the reasons I wasn't around here. As far as the other stuff goes, I agree 100% with what you were talking about earlier, and it was good, valid information. I can say from my point of view, I don't have a lot to say on the subject. One of the reasons I stopped talking about this guy is because he enjoys it. He wants the attention. He loves the negative attention, but he can't handle the criticism. And he's begged to be talked about in the past. We know that. He's come to me and begged to be talked about in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And here's the truth. Pretty soon, there's some citizens that are going to come up against you, and you're not going to like it. That's the bottom line. And there's nothing I can do about it, and there's shit all you can do about it. You've said too much, and you've gone way too far. And you've said stuff about people here that you shouldn't have. And you've been warned a couple times about it. And people have talked. People have talked in the real world, and we've had a serious sit-down discussion. Because remember, no internet for 2 weeks. It gives us plenty of time to plan and talk about things. And you're going to have to deal with you're going to have to reap what you sow, I guess. I don't know. I hate using cliches like that, but you need to learn when to say stuff and when not to say stuff. And if you're going to fuck with people, you need to be prepared to take a couple punches back instead of just running your mouth about stuff and threatening legal action and all this other stuff. I imagine you've been doing that your entire life, and you think it works. But the truth is, nobody's backing down, and we're not going to be bullied by you. Now, this has been a lot of fun and entertainment, listening to all the crap going on in the background. But the reality is, we're just not going to put up with it. And there's a lot of people that are not going to put up with it anymore. For me, I'll just say I'm done with it for right now. I'm gonna hand it over to somebody that will deal with it, and you'll find out very soon what happens when you run your mouth too much about people in this country. What else do we have going on right now?
Please tell us about the results of our poll.
Oh, no, man, this is a fucking disaster. Let's see. Refresh one more time. We've got nothing at all. We have a 18 total count vote on this thing. This sucks. Okay. Why the fuck aren't you people voting? Nothing? That's fine.
Well, I think they all need to pretend they're giving to Chixie, and we'll get a lot of fucking votes, man. All right?
Well, in that case, pretend like you're donating cash, only it doesn't cost you anything. You can go there and click yes or no instead of clicking 8, 20, or 50 or whatever the fuck you click.
What are the results so far? I mean, is it the yes camp leading or the no camp?
The yes camp is definitely leading, but not by much. We're getting close.
Okay. Because I actually expected that it would be an overwhelming yes, like no doubt about it. Because I just like the title, Prison Rape Radio.
Oh my god!
I mean, it has a nice tone. It has a nice tune to it. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Prison Rape Radio.
Oh, fucking fantastic.
So, Trusty Shellback says, it scares betas. I agree. 100% scares the betas. I think we're coming to a conclusion here. I'll say this. We didn't go anywhere. You know, there was just a bunch of stuff that was going on in the background we had to deal with. You know, I had internet issues. People had stuff going on. Real world. That's just the way things go. You know, we can't always be on all the time. We can't be on 24/7 because we have real lives. We try to be on here regularly on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. We try to give you the best entertainment and the best information that we can. I think we've done our due diligence here. We missed 1 week. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And I just want you guys to know that this will happen again. There will be times when there will be no show. And whatever we were talking about on the last show, you might think, okay, it's maybe because this or that guy got pissed and then did something against them and came after them and attacked them. And if you look at our episodes, you could say that with every episode, you know, after the first episode when it was about BAE, people might say, okay, BAE hammered them and destroyed them. That's why the Riff Raff radio crew is down. Then VF, other guys, you will always find a reason why we might not be doing a show, and this is mostly rumors, because we will tell you. I think we owe them the guy. I mean, if there would be really a serious issue where we say, okay, we can't do the show anymore, then I believe we would just be honest about it and tell you guys, listen, we don't feel like doing the show anymore because of this and that. But right now we are committed. I mean, we are committed to the Riff Raff radio crew here, to the channel, and to the format. And I believe there is a need for a channel like this where people come together and discuss certain things, because it's not all sunshine. And some people might call us the hate channels or the drama channel, and the people who are just jealous, blah, blah, blah. But you look at the numbers. It's a solid base that we have when it comes to the subs and also to the views. And I'm proud of that. I mean, it's good. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about the outcome. And then it's also on Discord, on FB, people interact with each other. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Dude, are you clipping your toenails? That's hurting my ears.
I think that's Popeye.
Yeah, I'm just sharpening my fingernails, so
that's great.
I can
really
scratch them across the chalkboard and, let all the losers in the fucking chat, fucking idiots in the chat, man. Fucking so below me.
We got one now.
I mean,
we got Ugly Truth. Big Kev has more views than sub.
Dude, the only thing you assholes in the chat drink is the sweat off my fucking balls. All right. All right. So fucking wise up. I'm here. I'm gonna be fucking rude. I'm gonna be fucking nasty. I don't give a fuck who likes it, who dislikes it. And you know what? I'm gonna just shove the truth in front of your fucking face, and you're gonna have to eat it like a shit sandwich. And just suck it up, fucking pussies in the chat. Who the fuck is this Ugly Truth idiot anyway? Big Kev has more beef than suck. Oh, I'm so fucking hurt. I gotta go away and have to cry in the corner, Jesus Christ. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even want to take the time to fucking boot you, for Christ's sake. That's how fucking trivial you are. Fucking low-life motherfuckers.
Are these your last thoughts, Popeye, for this show?
Yeah, that's my last thought for this.
That's your last thoughts.
Shit.
Wait. Did they talk about the Squatter Kids cruise? Was there a Squatter Kids cruise?
Yeah.
Squatter Kids cruise, yeah.
No.
I think that's actually a good term. The Squatter Kids cruise. Yeah.
Oh. Fucking anything for a buck, I tell you, man. Fucking that goddamn son of a bitch would pimp his own fucking grandma out for a fucking centavo.
Let me tell you something, y'all. We just got back together after 2 weeks. I haven't talked to anyone, listened to anybody for 2 fucking weeks.
Same here.
Exactly. So don't be all pushy about this shit and talking about speed and everything like that. So, you kiss my white ass. We've done our due diligence tonight. We brought you a show. You're here. We've had a mainstay of about 50 people. We're down to 44 people. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah. That's not bad at all. Let's wrap this up, gentlemen. What do you think?
Yeah. Call it a day.
Absolutely, yeah. Any last thoughts, Popeye?
My last thoughts is you fucking idiots come out in the fucking chat because you fucking love it. You're fucking sadomasochists. You love being fucking shit on. You know you do. And every fucking goddamn show I come on here and do this Riff Raff Radio just take a huge shit on some of your dumbass comments. There's only a few smart people out there I see. I won't mention their names because I don't want the dumbasses to get fucking jealous. You know, so go fuck yourself, everybody, and have a good day.
I like that vibe coming from you lately. That's good. It's full of hate.
I got it.
That's good. Dave, last thoughts, comments.
Last thoughts for me are we'll be back next week. In what strength, we don't know, but we'll be here. We'll be producing stuff. It's not a big deal. Everybody stay calm.
Everybody stay calm. Nice last thoughts. I think that's good. Riff Raff Radio is back. Thank you for coming out. This is the best show. This is the best live stream. You know it. All the rumors have a home. This is here. This is the #1 show. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Aldo de Winter, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you very much.
Peace.
Nice, viel Fall. Komm, das Raclette hat das noch kalt, gehen wir Meisterfisch. Aber dann haben wir das Skianzug. Ja, weißt du wie, im Skianzug, Meisterfisch. Meisterfisch, im Skianzug.
Alle haben sich gesagt, dass die Saison nicht mehr toppen kannst du lächelnden Captain. Dann haben sie das Wasser gemacht, gelitten, gefightet, langsam mit den Fuß gefasst, wie es der Streller gesagt hat. Das ist Fußball, gut ab, gut gemacht, zeige mal den Köbel jetzt, Meister im Quartett. Köpfe, sie werden überschätzt, glücklich jetzt, voller Stolz und auch Demut. Jungs, zeigst uns, danke dran, wenn's weh tut.
Ja, Klagenheiz, Basel weiß, was es heißt. Auf dem Feld alle zeigst du der Meisterschaft reicht. Konkurrenz denkt, über 60 Spesen zu viel und doch hat Sieg für Sieg zum nächsten Titel gefehlt. Auch Chelsea sieht sie und du hast zuerst einmal Schluss. Das weiss Tottenham nicht und hat nie probiert draus. Der Heiko müssen heimgehen. Mit dem Alex ist ein grosser Gang. Was mit Absicht und macht die Liga nochmal spannend.
Und wir kämpfen bis zum Schluss, gern niemals auf. Singen, wenn die Sonne im Stadion untergeht. Die Farben in der Luft, das ist unser Club. Für immer FC Basel. 100 Pro, wir kämpfen bis zum Schluss, gern niemals auf. Singen, wenn die Sonne im Stadion untergeht. Die Farben in der Luft, das ist unser Club. Für immer FC Basel. 100 Pro. Eine Liebe, die bleibt, der Traum, der weitergeht. Eine Fahnen im Wind, in der Farbe blau und rot. Es lässt uns nicht los, eine Stadt der Region. Jeder Match ein Gottesdienst zählt mehr als Religion. Einmal mehr gibt's den Lohn, der Meistertitel wie gewohnt. Der Film, der vorbeigeht, das Spritze auf dem Pico. Unsere Jungs, die fighten gegen Russen und Briten. Am Schluss von der Reise bleibt der wichtigste Titel.
Ich gratuliere der Mannschaft und dem Meistermacher. Jetzt sind dafür auf die Saison und der Teil der Nacht. Schau, ich schieß auf Fregat, ich will noch Meister feiern. Weil Superlative steigen meistens in die Ehre. Ich liebe die Stadt und ich bin stolz auf den Verein. Doch in der grossen Euphorie sagt der Folgendes gesagt. Ich will die stolz gesehen FCB und der Seil wird mir treu. Weil nächstes Jahr kommt sicher und mischt die Karte wieder neu.
Und wir kämpfen bis zum Schluss, gern niemals auf. Singen, wenn die Sonne im Stadion untergeht. Die Farben in der Luft, das ist unser Club. Für immer FC Basel. 100 Pro, wir kämpfen bis zum Schluss, gern niemals auf. Singen, wenn die Sonne im Stadion untergeht. Die Farben in der Luft, das ist unser Club. Für immer FC Basel. 100 Pro.